Family, what's good with you? It's your boy Milky Way J. Welcome back to another banger, and we got another Ohara One Piece theory reaction. And this one is about Luffy potentially having part Lunarian blood in him, and that being the reason why he's able to generate flames with some of his moves. I'm not gonna lie, Ohara made some decent connections in here, and he made you think of some things from a different perspective and a different light. So make sure y'all like the video if y'all like the video. Comment down below if y'all agree with the theory. If y'all don't, any reactions that y'all want to see from me in the future, and subscribe to the channel if y'all are new and y'all don't want to miss any more heat from your boy. Now, One Piece fans, specifically Poneglyph Podcast, Go check us out. We're on YouTube, we're on Spotify, we're on Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. Poneglyph Podcast, where we decode the world of One Piece and anime, one poneglyph at a time. Me and Ja are going crazy over there, and we've been working really hard to get y'all very high content episodes. So One Piece fans, go check that out as well. Enough of me yapping though. Spread love to the people that mean most of y'all, and just continue to show love, support. We on the road to 1K subscribers, so smash the sub button. Now, let's get into the theory, because this one's an interesting one, and I really want to see what y'all think. So let's get to it. Let's get into it. Luffy's godly secret Oda doesn't want you to know.
Is Luffy half Lunarian? Well, there seems to be a lot of hints pointing us in exactly that direction. But first, if you aren't caught up to the One Piece manga, what are you even doing here? Go catch up right now. Go! There's spoilers. But if you are, welcome. Luffy's fire powers have always been a bit of an enigma in the One Piece community ever since Red Hawk was first introduced during Luffy's fight with Hody Jones. Can rubber really do this? But looking at the scene now, knowing that Luffy actually is a mythical zone fruit user with the human fruit model Nika, this moment now hits very differently. Because we now know that Luffy's powers aren't only rubber, but actually freely shaping the world around him as he pleases, as we can see with his cartoon powers. Whoa, wait a second. Where does the fire come in here though? I mean, Luffy's hair
I do want to say,
flame.
I believe that Nika himself, so the devil fruit is the Nika fruit. It is the Hito no Mi, which is the human fruit Nika version, right? So with that being said, I do believe that Nika was a rubber person, and I believe that's why his properties give Luffy a rubber body. Now, I still think it's a gum fruit, but it's just the Hito no Mi model Nika. Let me know if we're on the same page with that, or if I'm tweaking.
It's like Hyogoro, but on the other hand, the reveal surrounding Luffy's real devil fruit has not really cleared up the fire problem all too much, I think. The only two explanations I could come up with is that either Luffy is just able to manipulate the environment to such a degree that he can just do anything, as we can see with the lightning bolts, or that he's able to imitate other devil fruit abilities, which would of course be awesome, but I think there might be actually a completely different twist here after all.
Okay.
What's up, I'm Manu, and I was really happy that a user with the wonderful name of LC Joyboy of my subreddit Wild Anime Theories kindly messaged me and pointed out to me that Eiichiro Oda, the author of One Piece, might be toying with our expectations here once again, as he loves to do so often. Because of course, Luffy's strange ability to generate actual flame fits wonderfully with the image of Nika being the sun god and the sun being a reappearing symbol throughout the story.
Right, okay.
The sun is fire, Luffy is the sun god, so having fire abilities makes sense. Only that as far as his powers have been explained so far, it kind of doesn't. I mean, Oda has focused just so much on the Gomu Sun God Nika Devil Fruit storyline in the last few dozen chapters, setting up this reveal, that it was very easy to overlook the importance of another big chunk of lore drop, the introduction of King's Lunarian race. Here's a quick recap. Lunarians are a race of powerful
From the
beings with
moon.
unique abilities that used to live on top of the Red Line. Despite their incredible strength, the Lunarians were somehow driven into almost extinction, with King being the last known remnant. Now, this is purely based on King's appearance, but Lunarians seem to be almost angel-like beings. They are humans with dark
from the
black
moon.
wings, way larger than those of the other known sky people. And especially through the lens of Oda-sensei's love for quirky characters, King is probably the most objectively seen, handsome and perfect looking male figure in the entire story so far, with long white hair and dark skin, making it a point of presenting the Lunarians as an elf-like or angel-like race that was almost completely eradicated for their powers.
King! お前がやったことは忘れてやるから。
Now, interestingly enough, the name Lunarian hints at a connection to the moon, which is not only interesting because of Enel's adventure on the moon and all the lore that seems to be hidden up there, but also because the sun and the moon are the two main reoccurring symbols in the story. On top of that, King also has a face tattoo, not unlike that of Luffy's father dragon, that seems to depict a flower that is known as Moonwort. Now, the parallel to dragon, by the way, would not only make Luffy half sun, half moon, but also begs the question to whether it was Luffy's mother, or maybe even Dragon himself, who was Lunarian. Who knows, maybe God Valley was actually the last refuge of the Lunarian race who were known as gods, until the God Valley incident happened. Because not only were the Lunarians known as gods themselves, connecting them to Luffy's sun god title, but they're also naturally able to produce and manipulate flames with their bodies, similar to how the minks are able to generate electricity, or how the fishmen can manipulate water.
Jinbei's such a goat, man.
Which, of course, brings me back to Luffy and his strange ability to create fire. By the way, long before ever awakening his Nika devil fruit. All these lore drops about the Lunarians have happened at the exact same point in the story as the hints that Luffy's devil fruit might be special. So why give us this backstory now, before Luffy's defeat and reawakening? Why specifically show us King's background and not that of Queen or Jack? We find out that the world government seemingly hunts Lunarians around the world to this day, rewarding anyone with 100 million berries for any tip-off about a Lunarian's whereabouts. Just the tip-off, not the person itself.
That's
and at
crazy.
the same time, we learned that they were trying to get their hands on the Nika devil fruit for over 800 years. So to me, that suggests that this is either related to Luffy himself, or even more specifically, to the Nika fruit itself.
ある海賊について話が
And so, who knows, maybe the infamous D initial was actually used for descendants of the Lunarian race, kept secret to not reveal its continued existence to the world government.
That one, Ohara.
Just a thought. And so, Luffy being part Lunarian would not only explain his fire powers, but also how he was able to generate enough heat to awaken his devil fruit powers, as we saw him melting and steaming at the end of chapter 1043. What I'm trying to say here is that being Lunarian might be a prerequisite for awakening the Nika fruit's powers, which would not only explain why the government would try to kill off every single member of their race, but also why they were not concerned with Luffy having the fruit, as they didn't know he had Lunarian blood. Which would actually be really satisfying, I think, to me, because that entire plot thread was somewhat of a loophole I feel like Oda still needs to fix. Step 1, be part Lunarian. Part 2, have the Sun God fruit. Part 3, be worthy to awaken its powers. And part 4, if you're a real mad lad, consider subscribing to the channel. Another really interesting detail that supports this idea is Luffy's eyebrows looking a lot like Sanji's in chapter 1044. Sanji, whose fire powers have now also been strongly hinted at being based on Lunarian DNA, who, by the way, we now see using blue flames just like Hyogoro's in the latest cover. ever. And who I want to add was the very first person to notice Luffy's reawakening before anyone else, despite probably not having better observation haki than, for example, Marco. On top of all that, we have Luffy's haki taking on the form of flames as well. There were also a ton of other interesting instances throughout the story that, now that I'm looking at it again, might be a lot more important. For example, Luffy not freezing on Drum Island, an arc, by the way, that literally connected the Drums of Liberation, the Will of D, and the Hito Hito no Mi.
He forgot
Luffy
he
was
cold.
also literally frozen solid by Aokiji, but was completely fine. And Luffy generating more heat and steam, the more air he inhales, also would work really well with innate fire powers. In fact, this would also fit
that's
in
how he
very
uses
nicely
gear
with
too.
the idea that devil fruits have a will of their own. It's one of the theories I am most proud of because it seems to be confirmed more and more every chapter.
Okay. Wow. So Luffy potentially having Lunarian blood, and that be the reason why he's able to generate flames. Not gonna lie, I'm not buying it, but it's interesting and it's something to think about because we do know that's, besides the devil fruit side of things, we do know about the Lunarian blood and being able to turn on and off your flames and being a specific tie to Lunarians. I think it's interesting. It's an interesting conversation piece. It's an interesting thought to think about, but I think it's a reach. I think it's a stretch. I'm not fully locked in on that one. It's interesting. It's interesting. Ohara always comes with something Oda gives us that makes a really good connection in the story. And he puts it together in really good theory form. So salute to him for that. Another great video. Make sure y'all like the video if y'all like the video. Comment down below your thoughts and how y'all felt about it. And subscribe to the channel if y'all are new. If y'all want more One Piece content, go check us out over there on Poneglyph Podcast as well. Every Sunday we're live 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we just talk about One Piece. Decode the world of One Piece and anime, one poneglyph at a time. So y'all check us out over there as well. Without further ado, I appreciate y'all so much, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. It's your boy Milky Way J. I'm out of here. Y'all be good. Y'all be safe.